So I love Transformers Prime. It's my favorite show ever made, tied with the Clone Wars. Just want to put that out there. Season 7 of the Clone Wars, the last 4 episodes blew me away. Anyways, the toy line was a load of fun, and the last wave, however, was a bit odd. It was made of all upscales of Legends figures, or Legion figures, called Cyberverse and Cyberverse Commander class back in the day. And most of them were okay, but Predaking was one of the coolest figures from that wave for me. This is an official upscale. It is a Voyager, but it is a rather large Voyager. The fact that you could get this figure, its sheer size and presence, and like how just massive it is for $30, that was a pretty good bang for your buck back in the day. And even still, the $40 I paid for it today sealed is an amazing value for something like this. Now, whether you like it or not is the biggest debate that's been going on with this particular figure, because there are 3 different versions of Predaking. The plastic choice on this is weird. It's clear-ish, and it's odd. It looks okay, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Not because it's going to break, because it feels actually quite strong. It's just weird looking. I much prefer the colors of the Ultimate version, but I don't like the Dragon Mode and neck of the Ultimate version, which is why I picked this one over that one. The presence of this guy, though, as I said, is amazing. It's massive and imposing, and it looks great standing next to other Prime figures. I got this one mainly because it was bigger than the rest and the Dragon Mode, but we will get to that in a little bit. He looks pretty cool with just about anyone. However, the back kibble is there, and the only part about that actually annoys me is the head, because it just hangs out at the back there. I think the Cyberverse Commander did something different to it, but I could be wrong. The sword he comes with is huge. Even though he doesn't use it in the show, it's nice they included it. He also gets a gun that I kind of just forget about because it kind of sucks. But the sword is the same size as a modern leader class figure. It's big. It's a big sword. That's what she said. I do like this robot mode, and I was able to look past the weird material choices after the first few days of owning it. The Dragon Mode, though, this is why I really like this figure. Posing is basic because it's based off the Cyberverse Commander class. There's nothing there's no super good engineering in the thing. However, you have to listen to how this figure moves. Listen to the ratchets. Transformation is super easy. Typical dragon transformation and all. He just literally flops over on his hands and feet. I have been warned about the sword pegs. If they're very tight, they can snap off, so be careful with that. Dragon mode, now this is where it's at. I love the way this looks because it's big. The wingspan and size of it is impressive. Again, the plastic looks funny, but it still looks really cool. Wings look on point, and the tail kind of fit. I mean, it's just a sword plugged into his butt, let's be real, but it still looks really neat. Articulation in dragon mode is robot mode arms and some back and forth at the legs. There's no real posing you can get out of this guy because the neck doesn't move quite as well as you'd want it to, but as a whole, I really, really like it. In the end, I think this is a really nice figure. It's not for everyone because of the colors and lack of posing, but I am happy to have it, and if you can find one for a decent price, like I said, I paid $40 sealed for this thing in modern dollars, which is really good for how old this figure is. I would say pick it up. This one is hard to recommend to everybody though, simply because I both love it and don't. The ultimate version, the one that made all the lights and sounds, has better colors, better articulation, a nicer and more cohesive, I wouldn't say more cohesive, but more fun transformation because there's more steps, but the neck just looks weird because of the light up gimmick, and I don't really like that in dragon mode. But if you are fine with this version and are able to get it for pretty cheap like I did, I would highly recommend picking this up. If not, I would say go for the other options. But that's been my look at the final Transformers Prime Predaking version, Voyager version 2.0. For now, Legacy, who knows? Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.